bit of a weird week heading into this Sunday against Port Adelaide with Damien Hardwick no longer our coach, Richmond being the talk of the media basically all week, but not for the right or necessarily the wrong reasons as such, because it had nothing to do with the way we've been playing football. It's pretty much only been about Dimmer and where to in terms of our next coach, etc., which isn't the worst thing because it probably deflects from the performance on the weekend. So I'd rather be talking, I'd rather not everyone talking about the performance because it wasn't great. So it's not the worst thing, but obviously not in an ideal position. But in saying that, a lot of people have forgotten that there's actually a big clash against Port Adelaide this weekend, and for some reason, and I don't want to talk poorly upon our team, but for some reason, a lot of people, especially in the betting side of things, it seems to be a 50-50 split between who people think are going to win. And look, that's obviously fantastic for us in the sense that Port is sitting third and we're 14th or 13th, wherever we are at the moment. So there's a big gap between the way they're playing and the way we're playing at this stage. But people still have faith in us, and I do as well. I think that our best football stacks up. We just haven't seen that yet. So I'll get into it. I'll get into the team first. Obviously, we've had a couple of inclusions. Sam Banks could potentially be getting his debut, which would be awesome. I think he'd be playing as a sub if he gets put in. So we won't know until about an hour before the bounce. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's where he sits at the moment. He's one of the emergencies. So he could potentially come on as a sub and play his first game, which would be great. I mean, his game's been building each week in the VFL. And he deserves to have a spot in the team. So it'll be good to see him get his call up. If it's this week or if it's next week, I'm not too sure. But hopefully he gets some game time this weekend. That'd be great to see. Tyler Young and Ben Miller both come back into the side. We know what to expect from these guys. We've seen plenty of them this year already. So there'll be no surprises there from what we see from either of them. So that's the team. Other than that, it goes in unchanged. Nick Vlostein, I know, had a really bad corky, but he's been named. And by all reports, he should play. I'm pretty sure he got through the main training session this week. So that's exciting. Obviously, he makes a big difference when he's in and out of our side. So looking forward to having him in there. But we'll get into the game. It's going to be an interesting one. Like I said, Port are flying at the moment. We normally play pretty well against them at the MCG and over in Adelaide for that matter. We tend to win a lot of games over in Adelaide as well. Maybe that's just Richmond of the past. Who knows? But we've had some good clashes in recent memories. So it's going to be an interesting game. But as I've been saying pretty much all year, despite the ridiculous amount of games that we've lost by small margins, we've been in every game of football, but it's our skills and our forward entries that have been letting us down. The connection inside 50 hasn't been quite there, and that's what's hurt us throughout the year, and we really got to sharpen that up against Port if we want to come off and have a big win against them. So I think we turn the ball over more than any other team, and we lead the competition in clangers. So it's not exactly the stats that you want to be leading the competition in, but it's just where we're at. We're going to be real. It's where we're at the moment, and I feel like it's something that can be turned around because it's just skills. It's basic stuff that can be fixed. We're around 11 now, so the season's halfway through just about, and if we're going to turn it around, it's now or never, isn't it? I mean, you can't wait any longer. The way we're sitting, if we want to contend and push for finals, we really need to start turning that around. And it all starts this weekend. I don't want to say fresh start, but it's almost not a clean slate, but new coach, Dimmer's out. As much as a lot of us are pained by that, it's also an opportunity for us to grow and develop and maybe say, you know what, let's do or let's even do this for Dimmer. And I know this isn't exactly Dimmer's farewell game because he won't be coaching. It would have been nice if he coached one final game and then hung him up, but it's not. So let's go out there with that mentality though. You know what? This is our farewell game as the players. This is our farewell game to Dimmer. Let's go out here and have a real red hot crack and make him proud. For his last week of football. But in saying that, in terms of our opposition, Port are flying and they've won 7 in a row. And they've come off this clash off the back of an extended break as well. I think we're coming off an 8-day break, but Port have a big break as well. So, and they've won 5 of the last 6 off the back of a 9-day turnaround. So they tend to win these ones when they've had the rest under their belt. So, it's going to be a tough game, no doubt. It's going to be a real red hot crack. They're in some good form at the moment. We're not so much. I mean, we played against Geelong a couple of weeks ago, and here a lot of us were thinking, that's Richmond footy, we're back. We're playing good form. And then we come up against Essendon and dish up what we dished up. So I really don't know where we sit. If we play like we did against Geelong, then we're every chance to knock them off. But if we come out like we did last week and let them play the game on their terms, then it's not going to happen for us, unfortunately. one thing that does maybe will play in our favour is, for some reason, every time that there's a change of coach mid-season, the team that's lost their previous coach tends to come out and win that weekend. So whether that's a bit of a football voodoo type thing or just coincidence, I don't know. But it does throw a spanner in the works. And it's going to be hard to know how we're going to respond to that. And like I said, I'd love it if they said, let's dedicate this one to Dimmer and use that as fire and motivation to come out. Not that a team should need motivation to want to play well in a game of AFL football, but, any extra motivation always helps. And I think this would surely be that for the players, you'd have to imagine. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Not much else to say about this one. It's going to be a big game. Let's all try to get out there. I know it's a Sunday Arvo. Great. For me, I love a Sunday Arvo game. It's never tend to have any plans. It's during the day. You're not getting home late. It's not hard to get to. And I love it. I think the weather might be a little bit shitty, but that's okay. I still think it's, why not? Why not get out there? So if you can and you're not doing anything, get to the G on Sunday. It'll be a great game. Hopefully our boys can lift and have a big win. But that's pretty much it. So until the review for this game, we're due as well, but hopefully we're talking about a convincing Richmond win and a Richmond game where we've played our style and our brand and give us fans some hope that, we're not completely out of it just yet. We haven't completely fallen off the face of the earth and fallen off that cliff that some people are starting to say that we have. So it's going to be a long run. It's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. So until the Port Adelaide review video, I'll see you all then, and go Tigers.